Okay, hey everybody. I'm going to talk through today our next step of the research process, which is called an outline. I'm doing it as a video because, quite frankly, I'm tired of feeling like I'm screaming in the crossroads and it's like you're all spread out and it's just too much. So you're going to watch me here and follow along. The first thing that you're going to have, I want you to open up, if you fall on my computer, you should have your research notes. So you can see I have my research notes here. Okay, anyway, sorry, there was an announcement. So you should have in your browser, you need to have your research notes open. I know you turned them in and that's okay. You won't be able to change anything on there, but you should be able to get them open. And you're going to have in front of you on paper this. Okay, so we're going to start here. An outline is a graphic organizer like you would do a Foursquare or some sort of pre-write. But it's really, really important to use an outline in research because you have so much information that you've gathered. It is the best way for you to think about all of the different information and make your blueprint, okay? So outlines work when you have a large amount of information to help you organize in a logical way. The other thing that will help us here is that I structured your research questions for you. So you don't have to try to figure out what each paragraph was about. It should be clear what your paragraphs are about, okay? So on your front here, as an outline, first of all, if you look at your packet, you have this page of little notes, and then you have the what we call the skeleton of an outline. And admittedly, it looks pretty scary, right? It looks like you have a lot to do, but it's a lot of organization, which is important. So here's the deal. For your Roman numerals, which are letters like this, right? The Roman numerals, and I want you to take these notes on your page, the Roman numerals represent the number, I want it to be purple. The Roman numerals represent the number of the paragraphs in your paper. So for example, our paper is going to be 6 paragraphs, right? Because we have 4 research questions and an intro and a conclusion. So each Roman numeral is going to stand for a new paragraph. The next thing is that when you have a Roman numeral, that is exactly where you are going to restate the question as a topic sentence for the paragraph. Okay, your Roman numeral is going to restate the question as a topic sentence for the paragraph. So, knowing that, if I'm going right here, if I'm already jumping into my Roman numerals, this one is our introduction. So that is done. You should not touch that right now. We're not even doing that. But here, Roman numeral 2, okay, Roman numeral 2 should answer my first research question. I'm going to restate it as a topic sentence. So if I look here, mine are different than yours, so don't copy mine or you'll be writing about the wrong thing, okay? Mine says, what problems did Linda Brown encounter in Topeka that eventually resulted in the Brown versus Board of Education case? Here's what I'm going to do to be smart. I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste it here. That is not a sentence. I cannot write a topic sentence as a question, but I'm going to change it. And I'm going to say something like, Linda Brown encountered challenges in Topeka that eventually resulted in the Brown versus Board of Education case, period. Now you're going to handwrite this first, okay? So you're going to have to write it all out to make sure it makes sense. That way you also don't have to be flipping back and forth between tabs, which is annoying. Okay, so that's Roman numeral 2. Then I'm going to think, okay, what is my next research question? Well, here it is. So this is going to go in Roman numeral 3, right? And then I'm going to restate that. You understand what's going on here? That's your Roman numerals. The ABCs, so going back to the front of your notes page, the ABCs are going to be the details. So they're going to be the details that are directly from the sources on your research notes page, okay? You must use an in-text citation after your detail. You must use an in-text citation after your detail. Okay, so for example, now I'm going to come down here. Oops, sorry, my hair. Okay, this was my topic sentence. I'm looking at my research notes now. Okay, I'm going to see what came from what. So my question is, what problems did Linda Brown encounter in Topeka that eventually resulted? I'm looking for my yellow notes. Okay, so I might use one of these. So let's say I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to put something about how studies started to show that Black children felt negatively toward themselves. So I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that when the kids are young, that they're starting to interpret that their skin color determines their worth. And that's going to be a challenge for Linda. But because I took that from a specific source, I want to make sure that I go up to and I think, what source did I take this from? Oh, it was from this source. It's on my source number 1 page. What's my in-text citation? Look, I already did it. So then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to say, okay, that was from this source, from Reed. Okay, that's that. And then if I want to add another thing, I'm going to put it down here in B. Okay, now back to your notes. Oops, sorry. The 1 and 2, the 1 and 2. The 1 and 2 represent the explanation of those details. What are you going to say about that? You are going to explain why the details are important or how they connect to your topic sentence. How do those details connect to the topic sentence, right? We can't just put a quote in. We can't just put a detail in. We have to explain, explain, explain. So now if so many announcements today. Okay, anyway, so now I'm going to explain something about those things that I put down, right? Because that's what I'm supposed to do. So if I go here, and let's see, studies started to show that Black children felt negatively toward themselves because of skin color. Okay, so I might say this demonstrates that the way society was treating Black people was actually affecting the way that Black people felt about themselves. And maybe this showed that there needed to be a big change in society and led to Linda Brown suing the education system. And that was the Brown versus the Board of Education case. Okay, does that make sense? So I have, if you look at this, it's really organized. I have my topic sentence, I have my detail, I have my explanation. Now I'm going to put my second detail and my explanation. If I have a third detail, I'm going to put that, and then my explanation. You need at least an A and a B for each of your research questions. You need at least an A and a B. You do not necessarily need the C. If you have one, super, okay? So that's what you're doing. You are working today on your outline. You should have taken your research notes. You are doing it on paper here in this version, and you are looking at your research notes on the computer. When you have questions, let me know. It's not easy, and I'm sure it's the first time you've done an extensive outline like this. So it's not going to be the easiest thing, but I know you can do it, okay? All right, bye.